Hey everybody, welcome back to Willson Builds. If you're new here, I'm Zach. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're returning from a previous video on my channel or my Instagram, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate all the support through and through. You guys finding me on Instagram from these YouTube videos, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for reaching out and showing the support. I really appreciate it. And vice versa with the Instagram followers finding me here on YouTube. You guys are equally as awesome. Thank you again. It really means a lot. We're almost at 500 subscribers now, and can't thank you guys enough. Also, if you've reached out to me on Instagram and sent me a DM, I've sent a lot of you guys stickers. So if you're interested in stickers, please send me a DM on Instagram and we can get you sorted out. I'm just doing it until the stickers are out. So if you want some stickers, please reach out. Anyways, guys, today we're working on the 1948 Merc truck. We're going to be tending some of the rust on the rear fenders and front fenders, hopefully. I had a line on some rear fenders and I could have gone and picked them up today for 500 bucks, but instead I went to KMS Tools and bought myself a shrinker stretcher. So hopefully we can learn a little bit on doing that type of repair and hopefully build some patch panels from scratch. Now, I don't know how it's going to go. It's my first time ever tackling a shrinker stretcher or tackling a panel to that magnitude, but we're going to try it. I mean, that's the main point of me doing this channel, is learning and kind of showing you guys through failure and humility that we can kind of tackle stuff like that and, you know, trial and error. So hopefully we can get that all sorted out today. So we actually used the 55 as a truck today, and that's pretty cool. I'll show you what we have here. So although the drive was pretty sketchy because this has no tie downs in it or anything like that, we were able to get it home. Luckily the tool shop is only like 5 minutes from my house and easy driving, so I just went really slow, put cardboard down in the back. But yeah, let's get this out and take a look at it. All right, so this is the new tool in the shop. Fairly excited to actually have this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with shrinker stretchers from what I've been researching. So yeah, excited. I got the one with the stand, not because I know any better, but because I think it's important to have a stand. I also got the foot pedal one, also because I think it's, you know, convenient, but I mean, I don't know any better. I could have probably had the ones with the hand pulls, but I think this will be just fine for where we're going. So let's test the panel out. I'm just gonna get a little piece and put it in the brake, see if we can form something up. All right, so I played with the, I guess this would be the shrinking dies, because that's mostly what we're gonna do. And sort of figured it out, you know, pressure and how to make a certain shape and where to start kind of pinching down if we have to make it right here. So I think we're ready to tackle kind of the easier parts of the fenders, and those are the back sides in there. So I'm going to clear the fenders out of the bed, jack the bed up. I think we're going to take the rear fenders off and just start, I guess, forming some metal and seeing where we go with it. Really see the old repair, and it went all the way down here, and there's even the bronze filler in here. So everything except this little piece that was repaired prior needs to be repaired again. So this is probably a bad spot in these trucks that these rot out, and obviously in the front where the running board is. I don't know if water collected here or probably debris from inside. Anyways, needs repairing again. start right in the middle and go from there. I think we're pretty close. As you can see, the profile's almost there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim it here where we did an extra length and then place it in there and see how well it fits. Okay, so we got all clamped up, ready to go. So I'm just gonna run my disc down like this, along this. That will create a nice gap for us to weld. Then we have our gap spacers we can put in just to hold it all in so we can get a, you know, 1 every 2 inches or so. And then essentially just tack this in, and then we can worry about the drill holes on the back after the fact. I think there is at least 2 in this section, so we'll have to kind of sort that out a little later. All right, guys, so as you know, first things go, that was, I would say, a success. The panel fits in there pretty good. There's a bit of a low spot here, but I can fix that with a little hammer and dolly. I think that was just heat kind of pulling it in because there was a bit bigger of a gap there when we started, but not a big deal. But overall, everything else is fitting really good. So I'm just gonna hit it with our metal blender and just get kind of the crown off, I would say. All right, from that to that, pretty happy. Got it basically smooth. You can see some of the high spots in the weld, but I'm not gonna be too worried about that. The biggest one being down there. Bottom looks great. Transitions look really good. And overall, I'm really happy with our first attempt. So we can move on. I think I'm gonna do this one next. All right, so I just cut out what was there because this bottom piece is actually pretty good still. So we can take our piece now. And luckily this is a pretty flat area, so I'm not too worried. But we can put our gap spacers in and get them all set up. All right, so we have one more side to go on this fender. It's really good up into about right here, I'd say. So we'll cut it out as close as we can. There's a pretty big dent here from us taking it out, hammering out some pieces. So I think we just have to figure what's going to be the best plan of action here. So I'm just going to try to skip this dent and get as close as I can. All right, so I guess the more you do this, the better you get at it. And I mean, this is obviously still not a perfect panel, but I think this is gonna be pretty good. That was only, you know, what, maybe 10 like kicks with our shrinker, and I think we got it. So we can go try this out. I think it will work. We might have to do a little bit of adjusting, but we can put it in, clamp it down, cut the excess off, and then be done with that fender, I guess. All right, so we're ready to cut out the excess template, get our panel in welded, hopefully before dinner. All right, so I just put my running board up to the fender and it fits really good. Over here is just getting caught on the concrete and that bolt. So once we cut that little excess off and build a, or sorry, not cut, but bend that excess so it kind of sits nicely on the side of the bed, that problem will go away. Anyways, one fender done, one to go. All right, so I'm gonna start cleaning up for the night. But before I go in, I'm gonna spray the fender with some, I guess, like, I don't know what you'd call it, rust creator, I guess, rust spray. And yeah, turns bare metal, I guess, into rust pretty quick. So we'll spray it all over, maybe do 1 or 2 coats before going in, and then we'll leave it out so the sun can catch it in the morning, and then spray some more tomorrow. And then over time, it will start looking like what we already have. So faux patina, yes, I guess, but not really. Anyways, we'll spray this on, and then once we're ready, we'll take the bottom of the fender and wire wheel it and get a really good rust preventative on it. And same with the inside of the bed where the fender covers. We'll get a nice rust preventative on that as well in black, same as we did on the front, I guess, axle springs, so on and so forth. Anyways, let's get this on, and then we'll go inside for dinner. All right, so this is our fender. This is about, I don't know, 4-ish days. I just consistently sprayed that peroxide, vinegar, salt mix kind of on it. Probably did about 5 or 6 passovers, and then I would wipe it, clean it, and then do it again. So we'll put basically a coat of, not shiny clear coat, but like a semi-gloss, maybe even a matte clear coat, just to hold that in, because that's a nice look for the truck. As you can see, it kind of matches everything else. But now we're gonna come out here, and I'm just gonna carefully mask this line. And then in here, I wanna paint like a rust preventative semi-gloss black, and then we'll do the same thing underneath the fender. Just spent the last few minutes kind of sanding this and wire wheeling as best as I can. So I hit it with a red Scotch right now, just to kind of get all the excess paint chipping off, I guess, like that. So we got the surface clean. We'll be using our Tremclad rust paint. I use this for a lot of stuff. It's just, you know, an affordable paint that works really good.
All right, so we kind of got that desired look now for our fenders. We got them a little bit more crusty. They're not overly like oxidized orange. They kind of match the truck and everything else we're doing. So I'm gonna do a really good clean with this. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be crazy clean, but do a really good wipe down, clean, try to get all the dust and the grime off that might be left over. And then we can hit this with a clear coat. I got a matte clear coat, so it won't make it really shiny, but it will protect everything kind of underneath it and make it a little bit darker, I think. I think just because it's gonna spray on, it'll just darken the all the surfaces up just enough to make it look a little bit better. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the result of what we've done. So if it makes it a little darker, great. If not, I'm not too worried. All right, so we have our Matrix matte clear coat and our hardener. I was talking to the guys at the paint shop and they said that the more hardener you add, the more shiny it gets. So this is a 6-to-1 ratio. So we have to do it pretty precise, because if you add more hardener, it will make the clear coat more shiny. So I guess we could play with it. If we don't like the matte, we can do like a little bit more than matte, like kind of heading into that semi-gloss area, but I think the matte will be just fine. Side note, Facebook Marketplace find of the day. I do a lot of my shopping on Facebook Marketplace, especially when we're doing a budget build. And this low car shifter was in there. This, I think he was asking like $350, and I kind of lowballed because he's out of town. I said, "Can we take $150?" And yeah, he did. And I guess it was on there for a bit, but I don't know, sometimes those ads get lost in the listings and you find pretty good deals that have been up for months and you're like, well, I wonder why this hasn't sold. Fully functions, just sat on a shelf for a long time. So it has everything. All I need to buy is the cable, but this will go in our 48. I might swap this out for, this is a 12-inch, I might swap it out for the 16-inch in the Roadster, and then grab one for the Roadster that instead of one bend, it's a bend and then bends back up, so the knob actually ends up being straight, because we got a new shifter knob that we'll see in a later video. But yeah, thought I'd share that. Facebook Marketplace find of the day. Anyways, let's get to mixing this stuff and essentially get it sprayed. Okay, so that's our second coat. We're drying pretty good. It's, you know, we can touch it now, but you get a little bit of that sheen in direct sunlight, but overall it's more leaning towards, I mean, I would say it's about 60% satin, 40% matte. So, but I'm not too disappointed because it looks pretty good. Darkened the material up quite a bit. So yeah, call that job done. All right, guys, I'm going to call the video there. Thanks again for tuning in. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. I love seeing you guys here on the channel and on my Instagram. And yeah, the support on both platforms is outstanding. I would never picture this much support this early on, but it is greatly appreciated. So thanks again. We got a ton done in this video. I mean, we got the shrinker spreader. We started using it, figuring it out,
we patched the fenders, we clear coated, or we patinaed the fenders, and we clear coated the fenders and the entire box. And it is taking every bone in my body not to put the box back on right now, but we still have a couple little jobs to do back here that would be pretty difficult with the box on, which is when we put the motor in, hopefully, fingers crossed, next week we can put it on. We still have to do the exhaust, so that'll be much easier with the box off. We have to run brake lines, and we have to still mount these rear shocks. But that being said, hopefully we can tackle those in, I don't know, the next few videos of the Mercury. And it'd be nice to have the cab clear coated as well, so we can kind of see the full picture of what our final product is going to look like. Anyways, guys, if you saw something you like, dislike, something I can improve on, if you want to see something specifically done to the Mercury, leave those in the comments below. And while you're there, don't be afraid to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification button so you know when we're uploading. We upload every single Friday. I know it sounds corny saying it in every video, but it really helps grow the channel. And I'm having fun making these videos for you guys. So growing the channel greatly motivates me to keep making these videos. And your support is greatly appreciated. But anyways, guys, we will see you in the next video. I almost choked up on my words there. We will see you in the next video of Willson Builds, which will be next Friday. Anyways, guys, thanks again.